Hi everyone, this is Padmashri working as a platform support engineer on Azure and Databricks. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Azure Databricks Academy. Today let's talk about managed identity and service principal in Azure. Basically, these two services are used for authentication and authorization, but they differ in their purpose and scope, also like how they are created and managed. So let's talk more about creation management lifecycle and their use cases. Here are the key differences of the service principal and the managed identity. With regard to the scope, service principal is a general purpose authentication account and it could be used for any application, external applications as well. But managed identities are specific to the Azure resources. And about the creation of the service principal has to be created manually and we have to create an application in the Microsoft Entra ID, but managed identities gets created automatically when the Azure resources are created. For example, when you create a virtual machine, the managed identity associated that VM also gets created automatically. And with regard to the life cycle of the service principal is independent and it has to be deleted manually. But managed identities lifecycle gets tied to the Azure resources. They gets deleted when the resources are deleted. And about the credentials management, the service principal credentials has to be managed manually and usually taken care by the developers. The secrets and the cred- credentials certificates associated with the service principal are stored in the Azure Key Vault, but the managed identities are managed by the Azure. No need to worry about the credentials management of the managed identities. And with regard to the use cases, the service principals are used for external applications. For example, when you want to integrate an ADF with the Databricks, your data factory is an Azure resource and Databricks is an external application. Also for the automation tasks like CI/CD, DevOps. And about the use cases of the managed identities, they are only used internally only for the Azure applications and the services. And also, service principal supports multi tenants and managed identity supports single tenant. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching.